right, everybody. Welcome to the Sarah Fraser Show. As usual, you know, I am your host, Sarah Fraser, and so much to talk about on today's episode. It's a little late for you today because I had to watch this Red Table Talk. If you all are not watching Red Table Talk, I'm going to be frank with you. Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith is probably the best talk show. Sorry, Wendy. I'd say between Wendy and Red Table Talk, those are the best two talk shows out. And girlfriend Jada Pinkett Smith, hers isn't even on TV. It's like just on Facebook. And who even watches Facebook anymore? I don't, except for when she pops up. You should follow my page, though, the Sarah Fraser Show. So look, I had to break this down. Olivia Jade, Lori Loughlin's daughter, and Mossimo Giannulli, okay, it's just Mossimo. Look, you guys know he's like the fashion designer. He's been in Target. Y'all can figure out his last name. You know who I'm talking about. They're currently in jail for paying for their daughters, like each $500,000 to get into a bougie school in Southern California. All right, like USC. So Olivia Jade breaks her silence today for the first time on Jada Pinkett Smith's show, Red Table Talk. I've got a complete review. I'm going to tell you right now, I actually liked her way more than I thought I would. And I was with Gam Gam. All right. Gam Gam, who is Jada Pinkett Smith's mom, and Willow is on the show, the three women. Gam Gam at the start is like, I do not want to have this chick on. She is the epitome of white privilege. I was talking to my husband about this. He's like, fuck Olivia Jade. She should not be on. And to Jada Pinkett Smith's credit, she was like, no, I really want to talk to her. I feel like, you know, our kids have had some privileges, or I've made decisions for them and then they've suffered the consequences. You can't, you know, cast the kids aside because what the parents did. So I'll give you a full breakdown of, if you need to watch this. What I liked about it is 30 minutes. It was like wham, bam. They got to the meat of the interview. I always appreciate that. And, you know, I am obsessed with celebrity dirt, celebrity scandal, how people make the decisions that they make, and you know what? This interview reveals some of that. So we'll get into it. First, though, listening to this podcast or watching this show, the best way to support me and to support anyone who works and contributes on this show is to frequent our sponsors. You need to go to R&G Insurance. My guy, David Gorman, aka the Gormanator of Insurance, he represents and helps with insurance in 30 plus states across the country. So if you're watching me in California, if you're watching me in Delaware, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland, Florida, and beyond, David Gorman has got you. R&G Insurance has been in business for 20 plus years, and they're known for their super competitive auto insurance rates. How do they get you the best deal? Well, they're not with just one carrier. So they can shop you around, get you the best offer. And look, even myself, okay, I have lost my license twice in my life. Once when I was 16 for criminal speeding, and once when I was 30 as a grown-ass motherfucking adult. I had no car for like 3 months. 3 months, okay? No vehicle. So look, if I can get insured, I had to like go to court. I had to get my license back for like too many speeding tickets. This was a grown woman. Like I held down a real job. Like I had to bike to work on a bicycle. It was that embarrassing. So if I can get insured, you can. RNGinsurance.com. Barry Harley also is an architectural photographer. So if you are looking to have your hotel business photographed, maybe you're looking to have your salon photographed, maybe you're looking to have your studio in beautiful picture form so you can put it on your website. BarryHarley.com is the website. He works in the DC area, in the DMV. He's a Marriott certified award-winning photographer. And like I mentioned, he is known for his architectural photography. So book Barry Harley at BarryHarley.com today. All right, I'm going to get into my review of Olivia Jade on Red Table Talk. Also might want to get to a few other celebrity stories. Can we talk about Mario Lopez? Mario Lopez is having like the career resurgence that we could all hope for as you head to 50. Did you see this dude is going to play Colonel Sanders? Did this make fucking sense to anybody? Thank you. I'll wait. Okay. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either, but I'll give you the scoop on how he got that gig. Also, Alice Little. That name probably means nothing to you, except for if you've been a long time and deep follower of this show. Alice Little is allegedly America's highest paid sex worker. And she was also offering when Area 51 went down. And you know, I went down there with my girl, AJ, went out to Nevada. When Alice Little was doing her thing, she, I want to get into that. She was giving like alien stock. I don't know. You could get like a UFO discount, or you could be probed for like $50 by Alice. She's back in the news, big headline in Nevada. So I'll tell you what America's highest paid sex worker has to say about COVID-19 and what's going on. Has she infected the entire porn business? What's happening? Might have to get to that. And tomorrow, if you listen to the podcast, of course you do, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere podcasts are played. I do have a major life announcement that I can't wait to share with you. I have waited so long and I feel like I have wanted to share so stinking bad, but I just haven't. I haven't, and I'm going to reveal it tomorrow. I'll tell you why I waited. I feel, in a way, I kind of feel guilty. Like, I'm sorry to be telling you this at this point, but I think it will all make sense tomorrow. So I really hope you'll tune into the podcast, and I'll drop it there. All right. So I'm going to play a clip. Olivia Jade just did Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, of course, and her mom and her daughter, Willow. Here's a little snippet. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right. So there's a little clip of Olivia Jade. She was on Red Table Talk, as I mentioned. And I got to tell you guys, I actually found her, that girlfriend has had some serious media training before she came to the show. Now, prior to the show and on the clip, because the entire episode is like 30 minutes long, shout out to that. I love a short episode that's concise. I can like power walk my neighborhood and watch. So as Olivia Jade, before she even comes out there, Gam Gam, who is Jada's mother, is like, I don't want to have her on. I fought tooth and nail not to have her on. I don't think we should. You know, she comes to 3 Black women to try to help her redeem her image after all this bullshit. I am not here for it. Okay. So Jada is like much more understanding. I don't want to repeat the cycle of what white women did to me. I want to have her on. That's how the premise, that's how it starts. Willow is kind of in the middle, can see both sides. You know, I like Willow, but okay. So anyway, you know, they have her on. All right, is the bottom line. Now, what do I like about Olivia Jade way more than I thought I would? First of all, not a lot of likes. She sounded way less airhead than she was on her YouTube channel. If you painfully went through her YouTube channel, it was almost, I mean, it was like strenuous to watch. She was giving makeup reviews while, you know, being condescending to her mom. Every other fucking word was like, do you like this Mac, like shadow? Bitch, yeah, we got it. Okay. So, all right, all the likes were toned down, much more sincere. The most annoying part of this interview is the way Olivia Jade says important the entire time. It's important for me to be here. Like, important. No, nobody actually pronounces both T's. Important. Like the middle one's silent. Important. It's important for me to learn. Girl, you've had so much media training, and I'm here for it because I actually found her to be somewhat sincere. I know that's shocking, but I really did. I kind of thought to myself, you know what? She's more believable. So we learned, here are some key things that we learned about Olivia Jade. One, we learned why she believes her parents paid an insane amount of money to get her into you know, USC, right? So she says that, first of all, her father was very codependent upon his 2 daughters, really wanted them to be close, loved having his family around, didn't want them to go anywhere. That was sort of a great school option. It was close to them, great education, great networking. So that was part of the reason. The other, which I thought was actually open and honest, is Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky, who we all know from Full House for years. Olivia says her mom at that point, after raising them, wanted to get back into her career and had sort of checked out of the 2 girls' college degrees, or getting them into college. So had basically say, okay, Mossimo, you handle it. I'm off to Canada. I'm filming a film. So whatever you want to do. So turned a blind eye, signed things, went along with whatever he wanted to do, and never really paid attention. The girls didn't pay any attention either. The next thing they knew, they were going to college. So in that way, I thought that she was really sincere in coming up with that. She was also, I always think this is a smart move when people do this in interviews too. She comes out of Red Table Talk and she says, oh my God, I'm really nervous to be here. My heart is pounding. When you lead with how your emotions are, oh my God, I'm terrified to be here today, but I'm doing this speech. This is my first time. Like when you come with a level of vulnerability, brilliant on whoever trained her, there's like, I think that immediately breaks the ice. And I think it broke the ice for Gam Gam. And, Jada was already like open to speaking to her anyhow. And Willow Willow was Willow, so anyway, I liked that. The other thing I think we kind of learn is Gam Gam really talks to her about privilege. Did you know what privilege was? And she really says no. In my circle, I'm not saying it's right, but in my circle, all the kids, their parents made tons, hundreds of thousands of dollars in charitable donations to these universities. What was happening was not unique. And when it first came out, I thought, no big deal. I don't see what they did wrong. Again, I appreciate not like going to the interview and just going, I'm sorry, like I'm learning. I thought it was really like, hey, yeah, I was really in the dark and I didn't really think it was a big deal. I'm getting it. I'm learning. I want a second chance. I know that people don't owe that to me, which Gam Gam like reminded her. And Gam Gam is so great because like watching her come around during the interview, because at first she's just like so fucking icy. She like doesn't get up. When she comes in, she's just like, oh, this bitch. And then by the end, she's like, all right, you know what? I got to tell you too. I like your outfit. Olivia Jade looked good. So I thought that she really hit some great points, seemed sincere, made good eye contact. Time will tell. I always feel like with interviews like this, time will tell. Okay. Is the family transformed? The other fascinating thing we learned is Olivia and her sister have not heard from her father or mother in prison. Now there's like a COVID quarantine of 2 weeks. So I'm thinking Lori Loughlin, I think entered right before Thanksgiving, I thought. So maybe hers is like coming up. The father just went in. So, he's got a couple of weeks or, 10 days to go. So she says she's just waiting to hear. She still has not heard anything. That would be kind of terrifying. Think about it for your own parents. They go to prison. You don't hear anything for 10 days. You ain't even getting a letter, snail mail. Okay. So that part, the only part she kind of lost me, because I feel like this is the go-to for everybody, right? After they've done something wrong, is they always go into charity, right? So she's, I got a chance to go to, a shelter for kids. And I realized how grateful they are and how much they just love, life. And you're like, oh God, like, does anyone do any charity work before the scandal? Like, aside from writing a check? Did you really? So, however, don't we love a redemption story in this country? Don't we love giving somebody a second chance? So I'm going to follow her and see what happens. The interview was fire, way better, because I was kind of like, I can't believe they're giving her a platform either. And fascinating. So and why did she pick Jada and Red Table Talk? I kind of thought she'd go to Oprah. Did anyone else? Oprah, Gayle King. She says she's a fan of Red Table Talk. That's why. And she felt that the three of them, the three hosts, would be the most like honest with her, open to hearing what she had to say. And at the same time, maybe empathetic because Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow, they're so wealthy. They've kind of grown up in Hollywood privilege as well. So I got to tell you, whoever's advising her, A+. I mean, I thought it came off well. I actually was intrigued to hear more. Seems like she's grown up a little bit. Now I want to hear from the parents, are the parents contrite? Because she says she and her sister were totally in the dark. So I love to hear, leave a comment, because I am doing this video too for YouTube. So if you're watching my YouTube channel right now, leave a comment. Did you watch the Red Table Talk interview with Jada Pinkett Smith and Olivia Jade? What did you think? I want all of your thoughts. Also want to hit a couple other celebrity stories that I had promised. So my girl, Alice Little, if you are if you followed this show for a while, you know that Alice Little is a sex worker. She claims that she's the highest paid sex worker in America. Let me bring up her picture. And my girl, has been on this show because when we went out to Nevada to, here she is. She's really cute. She's like a redhead and she's super tiny. I think she's like all of 5'4" or 5'3" or something. And she weighs like 100 pounds. She claims she makes $1 million a year in Nevada as a sex worker, whether she's given alien blowjobs. She'll probe you. She's now suing the state of Nevada, saying that her wages are way down and that their COVID rules make no sense. That they're allowing massage parlors, nail salons, and other businesses where they allow touching and contact to be open, but she can't give a blowjob. I'm with her. I mean, you know what? Get out the COVID test. People have needs. This girl's got to get paid. If she gives you a COVID test and then she wants to bang you, let her. If you're negative and she wants to do the Kentucky snowstorm for $500, why is that a problem? I say let her 100%. Here's my girl, Alice Little. Alice, I'm with you. Over 100,000 followers on Instagram. And then I peeked on her YouTube page, which has like 60,000 followers. She gives all kinds of sex advice there. It's so good. Anyway, she was great on the show. So Alice, I'm with you. I hope you win your lawsuit. Major lawsuit coming for our girl, Alice. Mario Lopez, like I talked about, how he is now Colonel Sanders. What a career Mario Lopez has, all right? 10 years ago, maybe, you saw him on Access Hollywood. The poor guy was at a pool in Miami trying to get an interview with David Blaine. Now, I mean, he's everywhere. He's in the Saved by the Bell reboot. He's still on Access Hollywood. But he's like hosting the Oscars. Not really. Oscars red carpet, maybe. And now he's Colonel Sanders. He's Colonel freaking Sanders in a Lifetime movie. Now, did this make sense to anyone? Because it really fucking threw me off. I'm not going to lie. It did. And here he is, okay, Colonel Sanders. He is in the Lifetime, I guess, original movie featuring him as Colonel Sanders. He's a chef at a rich woman's house. What a plot line. They hired Colonel Sanders. Who wants fried chicken and their mashed potatoes every day? And their coleslaw that's like cut into perfect squares. It's just so weird. I can't eat Kentucky Fried Chicken coleslaw because everything, the lettuce or the cabbage, the carrots, all of it is just in these perfect little squares in like this watery, I guess, mayonnaise. I'm not into it. He lands this. So it's going to take place. It's going to go down noontime on Lifetime Network this Sunday. And it's like a mini movie. Are you going to want a recipe for seduction? And he's Colonel Sanders. The dude's got 9 lives. There's another person. Aren't you like, who's his agent? Who's his manager? But I'll tell you what, if Colonel Sanders looked like that, I'd be at Kentucky Fried Chicken a lot more than I am. I never go because nobody that works there and nobody that is at KFC looks anything like fucking Mario Lopez. I mean, I'm sorry. And I don't know about you guys, but my favorite Colonel Sanders, because they just get all kinds of different celebrities to do it. My favorite Colonel Sanders is really Reba McEntire. Do you guys remember Reba as Colonel Sanders? It was so, I just loved it. I loved like the gender ambiguity and what a random pick, right? I mean, you plucked her out of Nashville at the good old Opry. And ironically, she looks like a good Colonel Sanders. What a great campaign. Anyway, I watched the teaser trailer for this too, and it looked good. It looks super, super sexy. So Mario, I'm here for you 1,000%. The other thing I have to, oh my God, I'm so excited. You know, I'm a huge Howard Stern fan. I probably one of the biggest. I have a dream to either be on Howard Stern's show. And I mean, I would do anal, like, remember when they used to do the baloney ring toss, like baloney anal ring toss? I'll do that. You know, I'm here for it all. Howard just signed a 5-year, over $100 million deal to stay at SiriusXM. This gives me great hope. He is the greatest of all time, the king of all media, re-signed 5 more years. Guy has to be close to 70 if he's not already 70. Look at it. Do you listen to that show? I think it's so good. I think it's brilliant. I love the dynamic between he and Robin. And, you know, I've been in radio and I never made it work with any of my co-hosts. So I am always, look, my hat is off too. I'm always impressed. How did you stay with your co-hosts I mean, he's worked with everybody in that staff. Baba Booey. I mean, Fred. They're all in there. Ralph, his stylist. Ralph, the guy who says he's not gay, but is his gay stylist. Years. And Robin makes that show. I'm so excited for Howard Stern. His interviews are fan-fucking-tastic. If you asked me, and I know you haven't, but if you asked me who I think the greatest interviewers are of all time, Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes. I love her. Do you watch 60 Minutes? No one does. I know. Your grandparents do. But her interviews are awesome. She bamboozles everyone and she calls them out on their shit. She'll roll her eyes. She'll be like, oh, okay, you know you're lying, right? Like, no, it's a lie. No, I know you're lying. Like, she's so good. Howard, Oprah, they're in my top 3 greatest interviewers of all time. And Jada Pinkett Smith could be coming up too. She might be gracing my top 5. Joe Rogan's amazing. Howard's so good. Anyway, so if you're a fan like I am, he's coming back. I'm so happy about that. It gives me, now I got to do something to get on his show. Don't worry, I'm working on that. I'm becoming a sex worker myself. I'm working on that too. Okay, the last story we have to discuss, because I'm also obsessed with this. Anyone else following this Chinese spy, this hot woman that slept with some mayors and slept with a California senator in Houston? This is crazy. She suspected Chinese spy targeted California politicians. Her name was Fang Fang, or Kristen Fang as she went by. And right before the FBI was onto her, she escaped to back to China. She slept with a couple of mayors in the Midwest. What? And also like a high representative in California. Not a senator, but a congressperson who he's come out and said, I didn't give her any information. I went to the FBI years ago. I haven't had contact with her in 6 years. Don't involve me in your story. Fang Fang is having an affair with these mayors in the Midwest. Fang Fang, what information are you trying to get from them? The latest park opening? What are you going to here? A ribbon cutting ceremony for a new metro bus they're building? I mean, come on, Fang Fang. Why didn't you try to sleep with Jared Kushner or something like that? Anyway, she went to the Chinese consulate in San Francisco numerous times. This story is unbelievable. She's hot though. And I don't know how Fang Fang, I don't know. I give Fang Fang a lot of credit. I don't know how she slept with these guys. I mean, I guess she'll do anything for your country, right? Well, except for Americans. We won't even wear a mask for ours. But Fang Fang, I mean, she was good looking. Here she is. Here's the guy. She's a honey trap spy, I guess. I mean, she really did. She got these guys so good. And it just goes to show you, right? Men will give up any secrets for a little pussy. And they did for Fang Fang. There she is on the side. God, Fang Fang, show us your ways, girl. She apparently convinced the mayors too that she wanted to learn better English. So they'd fly her out. Fang Fang, come on down to this ribbon cutting ceremony here for a new barbecue joint. They're going to be roasting a whole pig. You can learn barbecue slang. She did. Here's the guy she slept with. He's not bad though. Some of the mayors that they're alleging she slept with, oh my God, these guys are just out of the crypt. I mean, they really are. I can't even imagine. Anyway, big spy story. She's gorgeous. I can see why they fell for it. Great. Giving up our American secret. It doesn't take much, I'm telling you, with these men. That's why we got to elect more female officials. You know what I mean? We're leery of a lot of dick. We've all been fucked over enough. We're like, okay, boy. And you know what? We're great cyber sleuths, So we look him up. Fang Fang, it didn't make sense, her friends on Facebook, if you know what I mean. She didn't really have a lot of friends, and then they didn't have any followers. It's like, okay, Fang Fang, this is looking real fake. Anyhow. All right, you guys, love you. Thank you for tuning into the show. Love to hear your thoughts on Olivia Jade on Red Tabletop. Drop a comment if you're watching the show on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast on Spotify, be sure to hit and give me a follow. Also, love your ratings on iTunes. Hit 5 stars and tell me what you love about the show. We'll be back tomorrow with a big announcement. I can't wait to share this with you. Bye, everybody. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.